Hello again, and welcome to Storytime Radio, story lovers. And today's story is from the Bible, and we're going to tell it in a new and slightly different way. And it's one of the stories that we quite often tell around Easter time, and it's called On the Emmaus Road. So, are you ready? Now, if you want to join in with this story, you can make one of these, and this is a paddle, this is a happy face, and this is a sad face. Happy, sad. Okay, so if you've got one of those, or if you've got a piece of paper with a happy and sad face on, you can join in, or alternatively you could just make a happy face or a sad face. Okay, but get ready when I say happy or sad face to do that. Okay then, so let's start the story. Here we go. After Jesus had died on the cross, oh, sad face, and come back to life, happy face, two of his friends were going on a long walk from Jerusalem, where it had all happened, to a little village called Emmaus. It was a long walk, but they didn't really notice because they were much too busy talking. Talking's great, isn't it? It really does make the time pass quickly when you're talking with your friends. Anyway, they were talking with each other about everything that had happened in Jerusalem over the last few days, and what had happened to Jesus. As they talked and discussed all these things with each other, Jesus himself came up to them. I've got Jesus here, or at least a puppet version of Jesus. So here we go. Right, wave to everybody at home. There we go. So here he is. But the thing was, and this, I don't know what Jesus exactly looked like, but he probably looked something like this. But they certainly knew what Jesus looked like. But for some reason, they were kept from recognizing him. So they just thought it was some other stranger walking along the road. So Jesus himself came and walked along with them. Now, you think they'd be surprised to see Jesus, but of course they didn't recognize him at all. But, and they hadn't even seen him alive outside of the tomb like Mary had. So Jesus asked them what they'd been talking about as they walked along. Well, they stood still, their faces downcast. Oh, sad face. Yes, sad face. And one of the friends, who was called Cleopas, was amazed that Jesus hadn't heard about all the incredible things that had happened in Jerusalem over the last few days, or how Jesus had died on the cross, sad face, and come back to life, happy face. Didn't you know about Jesus of Nazareth? He said. He spoke God's words, and everything he said was filled with God's power. Let's see your muscles. God's power. Yes, excellent. So, and he could do miracles as well. He could walk on water, feed thousands of people with just a small bag of snacks. And he could make blind people see, and people with poorly legs jump up into the air for joy. All of our leaders didn't like him at all because he was so special, and he often told them off. They were jealous and had him killed on the cross. Sad face. There it is. This made us incredibly sad. Sad face again. Not because he was our friend, but because we thought he was going to get back our land from those bossy Romans who took it from us in the first place and give it back to us as well, and to be the king. But that's not the most amazing part of the story, they said. This all happened 3 days ago, And now, this morning, some of our women went to the tomb where they had put poor Jesus. They were incredibly sad. Sad face. And do you know though, poor Jesus wasn't there. They came and told us that they had seen some brilliant angels who had said that Jesus was alive. So, which made them, of course, very happy. Happy face. So then some of our other friends went to the tomb and they found it just as the women had said. Well, they were neither happy nor sad, just confused. Jesus said to them how silly you are and how very slow you have been in believing everything that God wrote in his special book, the Bible, about his son, the King. God told the people writing in his special book that he was going to send a special king, his own son, to set those who loved him free. But he also wrote in his book that Jesus, his son, would have to be hurt for us so that we wouldn't have to be punished and hurt ourselves. The two friends didn't understand though, and they weren't happy or sad, just confused. So as they walked along the dusty road, Jesus explained it all to them, and he pointed out the bits in the Bible that spoke about what Jesus had to do so that we could all be friends with God, even the painful bits. Finally, when they got to Emmaus, it looked as though Jesus was going to carry on walking on. And they hadn't really even noticed the time passing because Jesus was an excellent talker. But they said to him, "Oh, come on, stay with us," said the two friends. "Stay with us, for it's night time. The sun has almost completely gone to bed." Well, and they made such a fuss that in the end, Jesus accepted and he went to stay with them. When they had all sat around the table for their dinner, Jesus took the bread and he said thank you to God for their food. He broke the bread into bits to share it all around, and he gave some to them, which was a thing they must have seen Jesus do many times before. Anyway, just as he was doing it, suddenly they recognized him, and Jesus disappeared from view. In you go, Jesus, into my bag. Let's see if this works. This is a magic trick. Jesus is in there, isn't he? So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look. See if we can make Jesus disappear. Yes, the bag is empty. Jesus has disappeared right in front of their very eyes. Okay. So they said to each other, "Why didn't we know that it was him before? When he was talking to us about the Bible, it felt like our hearts were on fire. And although the sun had gone to bed, and respectable people didn't really go out at night, they set off straight away to run back to Jerusalem as quickly as they could to tell Jesus' other friends, his special friends, the disciples, all about what they'd seen. And then when they found them, they told them that they had recognized Jesus and that it was true that Jesus was alive, and how that they had recognized the King of the universe by the way that he had dished up dinner. Happy face. Well, that's the end of the story, everyone. I hope to see you soon on Storytime Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye. See you later. Bye.